In the 50,000 years that the GLQ had existed, thousands of species had been discovered, joined, flourished, and eventually evolved beyond the physical universe. Some became beings of pure energy. Some moved beyond our perceptible dimensions. Some made the choice to forgo further development and return to the pre-sentient life of their forefathers. In all that time, a few species have stuck around. The Kaliskare, being made of crystals and owing to their somewhat immutable nature, were long-standing members of the galactic legal quorum. Some have been serving as representatives of their species for several millennia. The Gretic hive mind had in fact evolved on a physical level, but the core gestalt was the same as had been inducted to the GLQ when they first made contact ages ago. There were others who, for physiological or practical reasons, just never changed. Some were so long-lived, evolution would take eons to develop. Others were biological clones, and therefore rarely encountered mutations that led to evolutions. And then there were the humans. People who were as diverse in personality and character as they were morphologically. Humans have been GLQ members since the race had been discovered more than 35,000 years ago. In that time, humans had birthed numerous child races who had evolved beyond the GLQ. One branch had increasingly modified their bodies until the need for biological components was surpassed. At some point, they created a holographic self-repairing storage and processing environment, and downloaded their consciousness into the device. It sits at GLQ headquarters, and occasionally some ghost in the machine will activate a terminal and interact with their ancestors' descendants in what they call meat space. Some humans, after many centuries, had, like many races, became beings of pure energy, or become transcendent beings who traveled other dimensions. But Homo sapiens sapiens, good old humans, for whatever reason, persisted. Oh, there were some changes. Superior medicine, nutrition, education, and training had made them into beings of Olympian stature, compared to the space orcs they were when first they joined galactic society. The first humans were confusing to the GLQ. Once threatened, humans reacted with overwhelming force. They brooked no challenge to their sovereignty. They were equally fierce in defending their allies. To this day, humans made the bulk of the GLQ armed response services, quashing interstellar disputes and hunting down pirates and slavers with the kind of ruthless and serious attitude that parents would use to scare their disobedient children. Stay on this path of defiance, Chedma, and one day the humans will come in their black ships to take you away. Humans also ran the largest humanitarian service in the Spiral Arm. Ships converted wholesale into hospitals, farms, and factories, flown from warzone to warzone, natural disaster to natural disaster, providing food, medicine, and more to those in need. But for all that, humans were still, as the old joke goes, nasty, brutish, and short. They had a reputation as fiercely loyal, violently aggressive, aggressively playful, and still, after all this time, bafflingly charming. A human would stop in the middle of a fistfight to introduce themselves to a prospective mate, would toss friends and family bodily into the air and catch them on the descent. Humans would make you soup when you were sick, punch you in jest, fight for your honor you as friend and family. After so long, so many changes, so much experience in history, humans were the rough and tumble, gap-toothed, smudged-faced, tussle-haired neighbor kid who wants to pet every animal it sees, try every game it finds or thinks up, and will drag you, often kicking and screaming, to have a life-threatening good time. They didn't have enemies anymore. Don't get it twisted, there were peoples they couldn't get along with, dealt with using a strained cordiality, or simply were unable to interact with due to various environmental or biological reasons. Humans have long since sent all their enemies onto the next phase of evolution, with firm handshakes and a sincere good luck in what comes next. There is perhaps no more soothing thing in the galaxy than the sight of a cherished human friend, immutable, undaunted, passing century after century, watching over and caring for everyone.